I'm excited because today we're going to do a little Portuguese 101 with you, Colin. It's been a dream of mine for the
Do I
nonprofit
do
Renaissance.
I have to share your same excitement,
Yes, you
or
do. Or if not, I'm going to edit this in. I put an AI
put that
Colin
smiley
that
face on
speaks.
the
Have you learned any Portuguese as we prepared for today?
not even a little bit.
Because our guest is all the way from Brasilia. Can you say Brasilia?
Brasilia.
Close. Very
Oh,
good, right? That was
awesome,
great.
Close. What did I do
man.
wrong?
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Overseas, and so excited. We've gotten to meet and had heard so many great things about him and the work that he's doing, and but excited to have him at the table with us in the flesh here today. And Colin, you're going to pronounce it because it's the name of an endowment and an organization, a philanthropic, a new way to do philanthropy, the first Christian endowment in Brazil.
Wow.
And can you pronounce the name, Colin? Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Introducing.
Fonte.
Bro,
Wow.
we practiced
Did
so
I
many
do
times
it?
and
Did
you
I do
still
it? Is that
no, you
good?
botched it, bro.
Didn't
Very
we
close.
say
No, it was good.
Fonte?
Fonte.
Fonte.
Fonte. Okay,
Fonte.
Fonte. So like phone and
Like foam
chi
cheese.
and like
Foam cheese.
foam cheese, but without the M. Foam cheese. So
Ladies and gentlemen,
foam
listeners,
cheese.
please welcome. He's the founder, CEO, director of Fonte Endowment.
Whoa.
Fonte Endowment.
See, if you can't do it, that you are Brazilian.
Yes,
So,
I know, but
I have
I've
plenty of
Americanized probably too long. But ladies and gentlemen, Evandro Beza. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes,
Close.
it is close. Really close.
How would you teach Colin to say your name, Evandro?
Evandro
Evandro
Beza.
Beza.
Beza actually is not my name, it's my nickname. So,
Oh.
yes,
What's
my
your
name is Bezerra, but my
So it's like
nickname
what
is
he
Beza.
does.
Because nobody calls me Aridus. They call
Yeah.
me
H.
H.
It's just H. Which is literally the first moment he met me. He didn't even try. He just said H. Hey, it's H. He looked at me and just assumed that I wouldn't be able to do it. So Beheza?
No.
Bezerra.
Bezerra.
Beza.
All right, we're done with the Portuguese
Yeah,
for
we're done.
today.
Yeah,
we're
this
done
is-
for the Portuguese.
I'm embarrassing myself and gonna get
But
fired.
to our listeners, you're in for a treat. Evandro, thank you for being with us.
Oh, guys, thank you very much
You're on a
for the opportunity.
U.S. tour, bringing
Yes.
Fonte, bringing Font Endowment to the U.S. and want to hear about it. For our listeners, you're in for a treat. I want to share a little bit about the journey. Evandro has been in the ministry space, in the marketplace, in leadership, in politics, involved all throughout Brazil, good, bad, and the ugly, which we can get into in a second. But excited because of the journey. I think you worked with the Chick-fil-A organization, with LifeShape, organizing leadership development pipelines, and internationally for several years, and where God's brought you now in this influential position to help organizations. Tell us a little bit for the listener listening. What is Fonte, and what do you guys do?
Well, once again, thank you very much for having me here. It's such a good opportunity to share a little bit about our country and specifically about Fonte Endowment. Like, how can I say? I had like I am a teaching pastor in Brazil, and since last Sunday I'm in charge of a campus too. So
Oh
I'm
snap!
campus pastor.
Congratulations! I
Wow.
think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's such a challenging time in my life, but God gave us the opportunity to start something new in Brazil. I know endowments in US are pretty popular, but in Brazil it's something really new. So for the good and for the bad, we are the first in Brazil.
Yeah.
So we are kind of creating a different kind of culture in our country, helping people understand that they can make kingdom of God moves in different ways. Like we are not judging the ways that bring us until now, but we believe we can develop new ways or new strategies, new technology. Why not to go in advance?
Tell me, when I think endowment, I'm thinking investment, I'm thinking donation, but I'm thinking the use of the profits of the gains
Yeah.
from my donation. Is that
Uh-huh.
right? Educate us for those listening, because sometimes my mind goes to fund or a trust fund, or is it just wealth
Or
management or
right, or just an investment, just how I would invest my personal money
correct?
for myself
Do I get
later.
it back or not?
Yeah,
Educate us.
how's that work?
Yeah, no, and that's it. But by the same time, it's different. Like it's a fund, it's an investment fund, but it's a philanthropic investment fund. So the biggest difference, in my point of view, is that we cannot spend the money that you give, like, and you don't invest, you give money, you
Correct.
make a donation for us. So as soon as you give the money to the fund, the money is not yours anymore.
Right.
And the fund cannot spend the money that you gave. We need to invest the money. We can only use the earnings or what it growth,
Yeah.
and we return this money to the society. So we will donate this money to the Christian projects that are with us. So
What,
this is the biggest difference.
and tell us about that, Evandro. What's the difference? It's the first Christian endowment in Brazil, in South America. And what's different? How are you partnering with the organizations? Who are you looking for? Tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
that. Where do the earnings go? If I gave you $1,000 and that raised another 200, so now it's 1,200.
Uh-huh.
Those 200 are gonna. What's that gonna do?
Yeah. Nowadays we have like we have a really good governance in our fund, and we have a group of people in charge of this part of our fund. So people, we are saying that who is with us right now making a donation, they can indicate projects, Christian projects that we will fund in the future, because nowadays we are growing. So our idea is 2 years until our break even. So our idea is to start to funding projects after 2 years.
Gotcha.
So if you have some project, you can send it to us, and like in the projects can apply, and these guys will think about it and will um, how can I say, man,
We can
sometimes
do a little
words,
Portuguese.
yeah,
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
do a
yeah.
little translation for our international
Leave me
listeners.
behind for a second. H will help me catch up, or
It's
maybe
how
he
I'm used
won't. I don't
to,
know.
carrying this podcast anyway.
Yeah, but
That-
yeah, that's it. That this is the idea. Like we have a group of people, specialist people in our fund that will decide where the money will go. So that's it. For example, we have Breno Vietas, that is a missionary who used to work around the world and have a unique knowledge about this reality. So he will receive the applies, the submissions, and will with their with his team decide where we should send the money to fund. And it like we can decide to be with a project for 1 year. Like we can ask,
Mhm.
hey, how much is your cost monthly? And the project will say 500 reais or 5,100 reais. And we would say, okay, we'll give you 50% of this for 1 year. After 1 year, we'll have someone making your accountability, and
Mhm.
we will decide if you'll be with you for the next year,
Mhm.
if you raise the percentage, or if you will keep the same one.
Gotcha.
It's like
The
that.
accounting, the accounting.
The accounting.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
Love.
you.
No, absolutely. And tell us this. It's sustainable philanthropy, which I love. I think it's a term
Mhm.
we've talked about it before in the podcast with some of our fundraising and some of our experts. Tell us tell us about that. How is it different than why not just give the money to
Yeah.
the organization directly and
Yeah.
donate and call it a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about sustainable philanthropy.
This is the idea. Like, man, this guy that I mentioned before, his name is Breno Vietas, and he's a very good friend of mine. And when we talk about mission organizations, he always says, "Hey, man, I want to help my kids to fish and not give them
Hmm.
the fish. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm. Teach 'em
uh,
how to fish,
Teach them how
right?
to fish.
yeah,
Don't
I
give them the
need to
fish.
teach them how to fish. I want to buy the cow and not
Hmm.
give the milk. You know."
Mhm.
And I was thinking about this, like I supposed to go many years before that, but no, I'll keep here.
Yeah.
So and I was reading Genesis 26, and I realized that gave God gave to Isaac a really special gift,
Hmm.
a really special talent for his time and for his context. God gave Isaac the talent to find wells of water.
Hmm.
Mm.
So, in every place that their servants used to dig, they find water. Man, can you understand what it means
Yeah.
for them in
Yeah.
that
It's
time?
source of life, really. Yeah, right? I
Huge.
mean
Is the most
yeah.
important source of life
Yeah.
by that time. And he did it a lot. Read Genesis 26.
Man,
And
we're getting
I
Bible study here today, and I
Go,
love
man.
it. I feel like I missed that
yeah, and
in
it's
my,
Just not
crazy.
investing monetarily, but spiritually as well,
heck
man.
yeah, I like it.
And
Fonchi does it all.
uh,
Punch.
and I start to pray in this direction. I start to pray, hey Lord, teach me how to find water.
Mm.
I don't know the name of this animal in English, but there is an animal who is in Portuguese we call corsa. And the corsa has a really unique ability
Oof. We're gonna be right
because
back after
he
this
can
break. I'm gonna
this animal can smell water
Can smell water.
in kilometers,
Huh.
like miles away.
miles away. So when he
Cat.
No, no, stop it.
but look how is that? When he smell water, he run to the water because when he needs the water to survive, but it's different because when he for a long time without water, his smell is really uh, forte,
Strong.
strong, so the other animals can smell him. So
Mm.
he needs to drink his water, and when he finds water different of the other animals, he doesn't drink water like them. He go inside the water and he take a shower and he drinks water, and when he does it, it doesn't, like he changed his smell and he is not thirsty anymore.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I start to do the same prayers. I start to pray like that. Hey God, make me smell water, make me
Wow.
find waters. Where should I dig the
Wow.
wells of water, and I remember Jesus saying in John 4:14, I'm this springs
Hmm.
of water welling to the eternal life. And I said, that's our name,
Ah, I love that.
Fonte.
I
That's
love it.
awesome. That's awesome.
Fonte.
Well, which is so great because I mean, because I like it's very easy to draw that line between the name and what you guys are trying to do, right? Because
Yeah.
again, it's like you say, it's not just the benefit is I'm not just giving this amount of money, and so this amount of money is what this organization is going to be able to use,
Yeah.
but I'm putting this money, I'm investing this money not for myself, but for somebody else to watch it grow, to become a
Yes.
well, to become a spring.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and it sums up the heart behind your organization, who you guys are, and
Yeah.
what you're trying to do. So tell me a little bit about what are the challenges that you guys are experiencing? Maybe I mean even being the first endowment in Brazil, but just even with this model, what are some of the big challenges that you guys are facing? What problems are you having to solve right now?
Yeah. w- uh, you know, for good and for bad, like we are the first. And as we are the first, we need to help people to understand what an endowment is. Uh, for example, the law that authorizes endowments to function or to work in Brazil is from 2019. So
So before 2019, this was you were
it was
not
not
able to do this.
possible. Like,
Wow.
it was not possible. But endowments exist in the world for a long time.
Mhm.
Some people used to say that it was Platão or Plato,
Plateau.
Plato.
Plateau.
Plato,
Oh, Plato.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I
Plato.
thought Plateau.
Sorry.
Plato.
I knew
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's my. It's
Like your
my.
kids play with.
It's my.
Yeah.
I thought it was my Greek
Yeah.
counterpart.
Yeah.
Plato,
Mm,
Aratus, Socrates. No.
yeah. You're close. You're
Okay.
close. It's like, Plato H right there.
But
But all way back from ancient Greece and
yeah.
Plato.
So, but in Brazil, 2019. So it's not part of our culture to donate, not
Hmm.
or at least not to donate like this. Of course, our church and people participate in our church in many different ways, but not as a fund, raising fund to make the kingdom of God moves in a different way. So the idea is pretty new. So many times we need to educate people.
Hmm.
We need to make them understand that
Yeah.
there exists another way to make kingdom moves. Another, it's a new kind of, why not to say technology, as Fonte Endowment has a lot of technology
Yep.
in our website to
Yeah.
receive donations through credit card, Pix, debit card, and things like that. But
Innovation, right? In the
innovation,
space. Yeah.
yes, yes, and I think it is a really good thing. We when we talk with people, with missionaries, because Fonte Endowment is a Christian endowment, so our idea is to fund Christian projects. But when we talk with them, they are doing amazing things, but by the same time, all of them have the same problem, and the problem is funds,
Hmm.
Hmm.
money.
Yeah.
Like, so we realized that we don't need to create a different program, a different project. We need to create something to fund them, to give them money,
A solution.
because they already was called by God. Like, uh, the most important thing for someone who decides to do something to God and with God is to be sure that he's calling him to do it. Because if you like are 100% convinced that you are doing something because God called you, you do with or without money.
Mm.
So uh, Fonte Endowment doesn't exist to create programs. Fonte Endowment exists to funding
I love that.
programs that God called people to do.
Yeah.
Like, so your job is to run the program. My job is to funding you, is to give you money, is to uh, unite you to the source of water
Yeah. Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
need
Love that.
to make it run.
Evandro, I know I love obviously the entrepreneurial background and spirit that you have that God's given you and the team because Evandro's been so humble, in our time together and meeting
Well,
and breaking bread here. But tell me a little bit about the team that God's put together for Fonte
yeah,
because it's impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
by all
Yeah. Yeah.
standards, but the mentality that comes with that, I love it because it's maximizing the finances. It's creating a system that it's reproducible, scalable,
yeah,
sustainable. But tell me about the team and tell me how that came together.
yeah. Well, like when I talk about Fonte, always need to use a word. A lot of times, in the word is miracle,
Love that.
because, for example, the the people that we have with us in our team, like I would not be able to uh, put together. God
Mm.
put it together.
Yeah.
The first guy that I talked with was Paulo Oliveira. Paulo Oliveira is the former vice president from Brazilian Stock Exchange.
Hmm.
So he's a really big guy.
He knows a thing or two about growing money.
He knows a lot about growing money. Uh, and nowadays, he's the president of the new stock exchange in Brazil that he created.
Wow.
It's his idea. It's
Wow.
a blockchain stock exchange. It's something really new for our reality in Brazil. So he's a really good guy and big guy. And God said that he should be with us in this project.
Love it.
We have, for example, Antonio Cabrera. Antonio Cabrera is a former Brazilian agriculture minister, and I think
Agriculture.
agriculture. Thank you,
Absolutely.
thank
No,
you.
you said Greek. I thought I said Greek. No, agriculture. Yeah, Minister of Agriculture
Yeah,
of Brazil.
you are my Google
I'm
translator.
with you, man. I'm
Thank you
here.
very much.
It's for Colin mostly. I'm trying.
And I appreciate it.
It's a good bridge between
Yeah.
us.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
On the
I'll pix you later for
yeah,
the
Pix me. Pix, by the way,
yeah
is the Brazilian Zelle
the
slash
Cash App type thing.
Venmo
Yeah.
slash. So this podcast is not sponsored by Pix, but feel free to Pix us.
Yeah, we should talk with central bank, our central bank
No,
in Brazil.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly.
but we have like Antonio Cabrera is in charge of Cabrera groups too. I think maybe he is the biggest soya exporter from Brazil. So
Soy,
yeah,
really?
yeah. So
That's incredible.
he has farmers in more than 10 states in
It's
Brazil.
amazing.
Yeah, and he has such a good reputation for a guy big as he is. I- Can you realize as it is difficult, to have a reputation? Uh,
It's a man of character,
yeah,
integrity in the space,
so
and influential.
I invited him to be with us, and he said yes too. We have Hugo de Alanza too, who is a very good friend of mine.
I'm gonna
Uh,
quiz you on all these names, by the way, in a second here,
Yeah,
Colin. Okay, so
they're locked in
yeah,
here.
so hope.
he is
I have to go. It's my wife. My wife's calling. Yeah.
he's the president of Brazil Startups, and he managed a fund, multimillionaire fund to buy and sell startups through Brazil. We have Dongley Martins. Dongley has a fund too to buy and sell startups, a private fund. Uh, uh,
So it's
Tiago
not just like
Aguiar.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's not just like your little brothers and cousins and
yeah,
like
no, no, no.
there's some power behind
Yeah.
what we got.
No, listen,
I am the smallest one for sure.
no, man. It's when I was reading about and visiting the site and hearing from our producer friend Gustavo talking to me about um just it was an incredible cast of godly men, influential men in the country, and to come together for a cause like this, it got me excited to see it develop and it grow. So it's like, dude, let's talk to them. Definitely want to be and echo your voice here in the
Yeah.
U.S. to our listeners. And tell me this, because then here's a misconception with endowment. I think even in the U.S., worldwide, when you hear endowment, you think millions and billions. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a
Uh-huh.
billionaire, so
Uh-huh.
that's not for me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Is that true?
Yes, we are facing this right now in Brazil. Many times when we start to talk about endowments, people say, it's not for me, it's
Yeah.
for wealthy people or for rich people. And I used to say, no, it's for you, it's for common people like you and me, you and myself. Like we think like nowadays, our goal for 2024 is to have 2,000 people donating a hundred reais per month in their credit card.
Okay.
And like, why? It's not a big thing. In our idea, is not to be a big thing. It's to be something that you feel comfortable when you see in your credit card. Because
Just for comparison, like what would that amount to here?
Yeah, reais is the Brazilian currency, so 200 reais would be equal to $40,
I think
right about
100 reais would
oh
be $20.
100 reais. There we go.
$20. So
$20.
right. So like you'd be like, hey, put $20 a month.
Yes, yes. In your credit card,
And reoccurring, which is an important
yeah,
piece of the sustainability
yes,
piece, right?
because if we need to comes back to the same person every month and say, hey, do you want to give again? We are not able to grow. So we have the same job every month to come back, the same work to come back and ask people to donate again. So our goal is to have 2,000 people donating 100 reais per month in their credit card, because we can grow fast in this. But if we have this, we'll have 200,000 reais per month. After 1 year, it will be more than 2 million reais. So in 2 years, it will be almost 5 million reais.
Yeah.
And that's why
Mhm.
2 years is our break if is when we'll have a good amount of money to be able to support
Start
many
funding. Now,
projects.
now is all of the growth going out, or is some of that growth also being put back
Mhm.
in to continue to grow? Or I mean, how do you guys?
This is a very good question. Many people ask me this now, the same question nowadays. Now, for example, right now, all money that we need to make the fund work, to make Fonte work, Paulo Oliveira and Cabrera are donating. So if you donate for Fonte right now, your money will go directly to what fund is supposed to do. Like it will not pay salaries, it will not pay administrative costs. It will goes to in this direction.
So you're
Of
fully funded for operational
yes,
costs,
Yeah.
yes,
allowing the resources
yes.
to multiply
Of course,
instantly.
at some point in the future, after our break even, the
Yeah.
idea is to pay salaries and
Hmm.
administrative costs. But right now, no.
Yeah.
We separate things really well right now.
Love that.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Tell me about the investment strategies. If you can break down, what have the conversations been like? Are we looking at stock market? Are we looking at crypto? Are we looking? How are you maximizing that money?
Mm-hmm.
Is there some transparency there? Is there?
Yeah.
What's the strategy
Yeah,
there?
we need to be very careful about this because by the same time that we want to make the money grow and grow fast, we need to balance risk.
Hmm.
So I'm not in charge of this part.
Gotcha.
Paulo Oliveira is in charge,
Makes
and you
sense.
can
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
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 is in charge of this part because we need to find the balance between risk and grow.
Yeah.
And many times we grow faster if you take more
Greater
risk.
risks. Yep.
But in our case, we need to find a really good balance between this. So this is a expertise that I don't have, but thank you God, we have people in our fund
Yeah.
that made it for their entire lives, and they are doing this right now with us.
Love that.
So in other
And
words, there's lots of different ways that you guys are taking
mhm,
advantage of
mhm,
to be able to invest and see this money
yeah,
grow.
yeah,
And you guys are taking a more conservative approach, a little bit of
mhm,
safer approach, so that it will still allow you to grow, but also is not gonna,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a big deal to lose money that
It
people have
is.
donated, and so
Wow. It's a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility. Like you are managing other people money
yeah,
they give to you, but like endowments in Brazil are too like the law. It's we Brazilians are really good in making laws, you know.
Which, by the way, you're an attorney. You're a lawyer, by the way, too,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Like,
No, there's like not a
Just add
title that he
another
doesn't have.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah,
So just man.
no, but we know how to make things difficult when we want, you know.
yeah,
For
yeah, yeah,
example, for example, if we
That's an understatement,
is
Brazil. Brazil in a summary. Brazil, we can make it tough.
for
Yeah.
example,
yeah.
if
So
we
your tag,
have
cut your
1
tag.
million and like we are supposed to grow, but if we take risk and we reduce the money, for example, 1 million turns 900,000, for the next year we cannot donate the money. We need to wait until we have again 1 million because we are just able to donate the growth. We are not able to
Interesting.
donate. So if we take risk and the money reduce, we are not able to make any donation for the next year.
Wow.
So we need to wait and
Interesting.
see the results again so we can be able to donate again. So we are good in
That's a big
doing
deal.
this kind of
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
And it's a safety
It is about yeah.
for people who are
Absolutely.
donating for the endowments too. I think it makes all sense, you know.
It does. And what sparked this, Evandro? Because we talk marketplace leader, pastor, lawyer, what God's done in your journey. What inspired you to start Fonte? Where did it kind and just going back, how did the vision for the fund evolve?
Man, like this is. this is my passion. I have been praying for my ministry the last 4 years since I did a really good movement in my ministry career or professional career. In my case,
Yeah.
both are the same, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I, I, I I'm not a patient guy. I don't know if I looks like, but I'm not.
We'll
Uh,
ask your wife, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, she'll
I'll
confirm.
confirm.
yeah, but uh, so in the last 4 years, I was involved in three different ministries, and very exciting in the beginning, but it started excited and finished not so excited.
Mm.
Why? Because I realized really soon that it was not for me, and it was really good ministries. For example, Tela. Business and mission. This program works with business guys from all around Brazil. And nowadays, we are in 16 different states in Brazil. I'm not the founder, but I help to founder. The idea is not mine, but I am one of the founders. And it's such an amazing program. But it's frustrating when I realize, okay, it's not for me.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah,
for
Yeah. Yeah.
someone else.
yeah.
But things changed when I read a book called Draw the Circle.
Hmm.
It's from pastor
Hmm.
here in the United States. I think his name is Mark
Batterson
Batterson. Yeah,
Hmm.
man,
in
he
Washington or
this book,
D.C.
yeah, like he it changed my prayer life.
Love it.
And I changed my prayers because I start to pray saying, hey God, what are you doing that I can be part of it?
Mm.
Like it's different, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was a small difference, but made all difference in my
Absolutely.
prayers. And as soon as I started to pray in this direction, one day I was running literally in a gym, and the idea came in my mind, endowment. And I said, whoa, this is an amazing idea. I thought by myself, God, what a big idea. And I started to think about endowments from all perspectives. It seems to be a good idea, but I came back to the Lord and said, it's very good, but it's not for me. Send another
Mm.
person. Do you know someone in the Bible who did the
Yes, I
same?
was
Almost
thinking.
all of them, right?
Did
No.
you get you're about to get thrown off a boat, I think is what. Yeah.
But it's the same. Like God is so good, but it's not my size.
Mm.
And I started. I don't know if I started to remember or if the Holy Spirit made
Mm.
me remember.
Kept nudging you. It's like,
Yeah, like
Andrew.
things, basic things that I learned from Chick-fil-A, from Life Shape, for example, saying that God's vision is God's size, you know.
Mm.
And I said, oh,
Go.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I decided I fight with God for some months until I felt I should put my feet on the water. And for my surprise, as soon as I put my feet on the water, I saw the water was cut off. So, well, it was different because
Mm.
in the other projects, in the other programs, I started with 100% excitation. In this case, 0% of
Gotcha.
excitation. But as soon as I walk, and as
Mm.
soon as I see God doing things, and as soon as I see miracles,
Mm.
how my excitation cannot grow, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Excitement.
excitement. Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah. Just make sure.
No,
The other
thank
word works too,
my
but excitement's
translator.
better.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Because yeah, you were saying in the past, the excitement level, the buy-in from people was
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
This one was grassroots
Really,
zero, you and
yes.
God,
Yeah.
and what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just seeing God move was the
Yeah.
difference.
It's walking by faith.
Love that. I
100%.
love
Yeah.
that. Well, tell us this, Evandro. For me, even hearing your heart earlier, right now, uh, how can somebody get involved if an
Uh,
organization and say, I want to talk to them,
yeah.
we can use some of the
Yeah.
strategy and the funding, or we have some resources. I like to see my money
Mm-hmm.
do more for good
Yeah.
things. How can somebody?
Like, man, do you know how difficult it is to talk about Jesus for someone? But do you know, after that, make someone put the hand in their pockets and give money, it's the second
Most
step, you
difficult,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
most difficult. So we are in the job of the second step.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Many people that know Jesus don't give a heart to give yet.
Yeah.
Like they convert, is it
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, they
Yep.
convert,
Their
yeah.
Yep.
hearts, but they didn't convert
Their
their
wallets.
finances
Yeah.
or
Sure.
their
Sure.
wallets yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fonte Endowment
You're
in
just
this
that
job.
you are speaking the language of every pastor
Every
in
listener, yeah.
America right now.
Just
You're
got
like
amens all across the listeners,
they
yeah.
are they're praying for you even harder now.
Yep.
So this is part of our job in Brazil with Fonte Endowment. Like, uh, and but I can share with you many miracles. For example, when I talked with Paulo Oliveira
Mhm.
first time, and I said, "Hey, Paulo Oliveira, I have a really good idea here," and it was one sign that I asked God to see if
A
it was,
confirmation
yeah,
through him.
if to see if it is a good idea or a Evandro idea, you know, because I don't want Evandro's idea, man. I'm tired about Evandro's idea. I don't believe in Evandro,
Yeah.
you know. I believe in God,
You get
and
excited in them, but then
yeah. So I went until Paulo Oliveira because I thought he understands about investments and he's a pastor too, so
Cool.
he'll be
yeah.
able. He has authority to tell me, Evandro, you are crazy. I
Mhm.
should you go to a place
An
and rest a
institution.
little bit, you know. So when I went to Paulo Oliveira and shared with him the idea, he told me, Evandro, this is a good idea. And I said, how good is it? Are you able, or do you want to put money in this idea?
How good is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Put
there
a
is a
put a dollar amount
Yeah,
here. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there is a big difference between
Yeah.
like I think this is a good idea. Oh, this is such a good idea that I
Yeah.
will put money in this idea.
Absolutely.
In Paulo
Yeah.
Oliveira, yes, I can put money. How much money
Let's
are
go.
you thinking about? And I said, okay, this is the theme for our second conversation.
I
And he
love
said,
it.
yeah, you are a good guy.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, why I'm saying that there Fonte is a miracle because like I don't I, I don't know here in United States, but in Brazil I don't see people giving money like this, you know. And
Mhm.
Paulo Oliveira said, I'll put money. And when I was talking with Antonio Cabreira, I was like just inviting him to come to the fund because of his reputation and because I know his heart. But he said, after my pitch, my deck
Mhm.
pitch for him, he had said, I want to be with you. And what's my part? What's my financial contribution for this fund? And I said, no, I didn't think about it with you. And he said, no, I'll put the same amount of money that Paulo Oliveira did. And I said, whoa, man, man,
You got the first
yeah,
match. I
like
love it.
they are sharp guys.
Mhm.
They are shark guys too, you
Sharp and
know, like
sharks. I love it.
they don't give money like
Yeah.
this, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is a this is the kind of miracles
Love
that
that.
we are living right now.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
example, in our nowadays, Fonte Endowment, our office is in the most expensive, maybe the most expensive office address in Brasilia. And
Really?
we are for free. We are there for free.
Wow.
Like we don't pay for the coffee that we drinks or to use their
Are you
fancy
in the
meeting
present? Are you
room.
in the
You know,
president's house or no? Are you in the with Planalto? What's
we are close to
you're
them.
close
Yeah,
the Brazilian White House?
we are really close to them.
Nice. I thought that was the most expensive. No.
Hey.
That's amazing though. That's amazing.
Man,
Evandro, and I think it's just testament, man. I do what God's doing through you, your heart, your character, reputation over the years. I think God's prepared you. I think that's
man.
the God size idea. So to put these people around you, it's exciting. It's exciting to hear. It's my birth country, so I was born there. So it's exciting to see God move in the
Uh-huh.
Brazilian people and the generosity, sparking that and the giving.
Man.
And excited what's to come. And friend, tell us, fonteendowment.com. We'll place some links here. Is that the
Mhm.
best place for them to see more, do
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
and connect?
We have an Instagram profile
Nice.
too, Fonte Endowment. and Fonte in this case is font without E, and endowment
Sweet.
all together. And for both our website and our Instagram profile, even in LinkedIn,
LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah.
LinkedIn. You can find us too over there,
Fantastic.
and you have many different informations, and you can get in touch with us. Send us a direct or
A
an
message. Yeah.
email. We are here like
Yeah.
to show that we are thinking in different things in Brazil, in different strategies in Brazil to make kingdoms of God moves.
I love it. Colin, any final questions before we dismiss and you do some final Portuguese
No, yeah, no,
lessons here?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around some of the Portuguese I've already learned and that you've forced upon me. No, it's incredible. It's amazing what you guys are doing. Like H mentioned, we'll link some stuff. You'll be able to find some resources if
Thank
this
you
is
very
something you want to
much.
look into. But man, thanks so much,
Evandro,
Man,
Evandro.
thank
any
you very
final
much.
words to family? I know you got two incredible kiddos, sons that you homeschool as well. We had a connection or a classical conversation earlier that we both share in, which, by the way, fun fact, he helped expand and grow the classical conversations homeschool curriculum in Brazil. That's for
Wow.
another episode, another day. But thank you for doing that too. Any final words? Any shout outs?
Once again, guys, thank you very much for this time, for this opportunity. It's such a unique time with you, and I think your audience is a really high qualified audience. And many of them, I know that they have a heart for Brazil. I'm here, I'm able to talk with them and to give more information about Fonte. Thank you once again for this space that you open for us.
Absolutely.
Our pleasure. It's our heart to help organizations go further, go faster,
Grow faster.
grow faster, and I love opportunities like this because it really aligns. If you're listening, God's nudging your heart. God said something, did something today to you. What an incredible way, innovative way to make your funds go further,
Yeah.
grow faster,
Yeah.
and that's what Fonte is all about. And Evandro, thank you once again.
Thank you, my friend.
Colin, you want to say bye to our gang?
Yes, sir. To our listeners, thank you so much for listening week in, week out. We will be right back here next
We
time.
practiced this, Colin.
Wait, what?
In Portuguese, it's ciao.
We didn't practice that. Ciao?
Ciao. That's how you say bye in Portuguese.
Is
I
it?
thought I put it in the notes.
It's
Ciao,
Isn't
ciao.
that Italian too?
Isn't it? Ciao. Falou. Ciao.
Yeah.
How would you
Falou.
say bye?
Falou.
Falou.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Falou.
Falou. Falou, cara.
See you. Falou.
Falou.
Ciao.
Falou.
Nos
Falou.
vemos.
Falou.
Bro.
Ciao.
Bro.
Bro, see you later, bro.
Bro. Cara.
Cara,
There we go.
véi.
I got it.
Cara, falou. Tchau pra vocês.
Bro, dude. Dude,
Abração.
bro.
To all of
Abração.
our caras out there, to all our bros.
No, when you say it like that, it's offensive.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Till next
See you
time.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again for listening to the Nonprofit Renaissance. We hope it ignites a renaissance in you and helps you go further and grow faster. Be sure to share, rate, and subscribe. And if you'd like to recommend or be a guest on our show, send us an email at podcast@versecreative.com.